Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to part 4 where we are going to develop recipe app from the scratch with Flutter and Firebase. On this series, we are going to cover recipe database, recipe details, recipe submission and many more. So do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button because your support is very necessary for us to keep going, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Now let's get started. So in our last part, I have shown you how to add a trending recipes over here by using the stream builder, and we have also shown you how to get all the documents from the respective collection from the firestore database by using the stream builder again. And in today's video I will add a complete backend for our search bar, and through this search bar we can just type a recipe name and can move to that respective recipe. And we are also going to add a backend for this different categories that we have created so that user can make any of the respective recipes they are looking for. So if you haven't watched the last part or any of the parts from this awesome recipe app series, I will paste a complete playlist link in the comment box so you can refer and can make this awesome app from the scratch. So if you have watched my old series like chat app, e-commerce app, food delivery app, then you already know the use of search bar because we have already added the search bar in that series. And if you haven't followed that series, then I will highly recommend you to please follow that series because through that series you are going to learn lots of things regarding the Flutter and Firebase. Now let's move, and first we are going to add the backend for this categories. So as you know that we have created a add recipe.dart page, and we are allowing the user to select a category, and while selecting the category they can simply upload the recipe to that category. Now we are not uploading the selected category that the user select while uploading the recipe, so we need to just pass a category so that we can use this detail and can show all the different recipes according to the categories that have been shown here. So I will simply pass value something like this. So here it is done. Now let's move to the Firebase, and here you can see the category which is main course. So it is indicating that when we'll tap to this main course category, then we are going to show this recipe in this category. So by this way we can handle this different categories and can show the recipe according to that. And now let's move and add the backend for this different categories have been shown in the home page. Now in the pages folder I will create a new file and will simply write category dot dart, and first we are going to import a material package. Now we'll write stateful widget name category recipe, and we can simply pass a scaffold body container child column, yeah, children, something like this. Now we need to pass a text over here. So to pass the text which will suggest that in the category recipe, for an example, if I will tap to the soup recipes, then our headline at the top will be shown like soup recipes, and all the recipes just below this headline name soup recipes. So to hide this headline, let's move to the home page, and I will first copy this text widget and will paste it over here, something like this. Now we need to just change it to like soup recipes, yeah. So it will not be fixed, like it will only show a soup recipe, because so when the user will tap to Indian recipes, then we are going to change it to Indian recipe. So we need to keep a track like which category have been selected by the user. So we'll pass a string and in the string I need to pass a category so that we can get to know like which category that user have selected, and we'll just pass this dot category and just pass required. Yeah, and we'll simply pass widget dot category, and through this we don't need to write a specific category name. It will simply show which category that the user have selected. Now after this we need to just center it with a center widget, and we can pass a margin. So I will write edge inset dot only from the top, maybe 50.0. Yeah, so let's push the user to this category page while tapping to any of the categories. So let's move to the home.dart page again, and here wrap up with a widget. Will pass a gesture detector. In the on tap method I will simply pass navigator dot push, and we need to push the user, so I will simply pass material page root. Now we'll pass context. After this we need to push the user to category.dart page, so I will write category, wait a second, category recipe. Yeah, and we'll pass soup recipes, which is our category name. So when I'll tap to this soup recipes, here you can see the main headline of this category dot page is soup recipes, and now we can show all the recipes regarding the soup recipes. Let's pass same for the main course. Wrap with widget gesture director. In on tap method we need to pass main course. Yeah, so here it is. Now let's move to the category.dart page again. Now I am thinking that we'll use a grid view and we'll just show our two recipes in the horizontal direction, and then the user can scroll and can see all the recipes, which will give a better experience for this category.dart page. Now to use a grid view, first we need to create a stream again. So I will simply pass a stream. Now we can pass category stream. Now let's move, and we need to create a function for the category that the user have selected. So I will simply copy this function and will paste it over here, and will write get category recipe, and will simply pass a string which will be category, and will just pass a category that the user have selected, and will write dot where. And as I've told you that there is a category field, and we need to just match like which category that the user have selected, and according to that we are going to show the recipe. So we'll simply pass that dot where category is equal to category, and will simply match that category and will show the recipes according to that. Now we'll simply write a function name get on the load async await pass. Yeah, so category stream equals to await database methods dot, and will pass get category recipe, and we need to pass a category. So we'll simply write widget dot category and just a set state. Now in the init state we need to call get on the load. Yeah, so here it is done. Now we need to write a main function to show the grid view. So I will write widget all Let's write a function name all recipe, and we need to pass return, and we'll again use a stream builder, and in the builder we can pass a context. So we'll write context async snapshot snapshot, yeah, something like this. Now we can pass a return snapshot dot has data, and first we'll check the data, and if the data will be present then we'll show the grid view dot builder. So in place of list view we are using just grid view dot builder. As I've told you, I want to show the two recipes in the horizontal direction. Now in the grid delegate I will simply pass sliver grid delegate axis count. In the cross axis count I need to show two container, so I will simply write 2. Now child aspect ratio should be 0.6. Main axis spacing I am passing 10.0, and cross axis spacing 10.0. Main will be something like this: main axis spacing and cross axis spacing. Now we need to pass a padding, so I will write padding edge inset dot 0, and in the item count will write snapshot dot data. So we'll write data dot docs dot length, and in the item builder we can pass a context. So we'll write context index, we'll write document snapshot ds equals to snapshot dot data dot docs, and we'll pass index. Yeah, don't forget to pass a stream, so I will write stream and our category stream. Now we need to return a container, so I will simply write return and a container. So let's move to the home dot, and we just need to copy this gesture detector and we'll paste it over in category dot, yeah, something like this. Now let's pass this all recipe, and we'll just wrap up with expanded widget so that it can take a maximum spacing. And just call this recipe.dart page here again, and we just hot restart the app. Now I'll tap to this main course. So here you can see the recipes that have been shown from the store firestore database. Now you can do one thing: you can simply remove this fixed height on width, and it is too small. Maybe we can increase the height up to 200, and we can just pass some spacing. So we'll write from the left 20.0. Remove this one because there is already spacing given, so we just need to pass the spacing over here. So we'll pass left 20.0 from the right 20.0. If you want, you can also increase the size up to 300, will be too much, maybe 250 or 220. Yeah, so here it is, and here you can see the 3 recipes in the main course. So here you can see that the main course category have been shown in this document. That's why this recipe will be shown in the main course category. Now you can provide the space from the top. So as you can see that when I tap to this recipe, it simply move to the recipe.dart page. Now we can pass the height, so we'll write size box height maybe 20.0. Yeah, so here it is, and here you can see all the recipes according to the category that the user select. Now let's move to the final segment of our recipe app, which is a search bar. So in the search bar, I'm going to write a recipe name which will be cheeseburger, and it will simply show me the recipe over here. And when I'll tap to this recipe, it will move me to the recipe.dart page. So by this way, I can move to the respective recipe quickly, and it will give a better experience for the user who are using the app. Now to set a searching feature in the recipe app, we need to make some of the changes in the add recipe.dart page, because first we need to enter a key which will be the specific key. Like for an example, if the food name is cheeseburger, then our key will be C. So it will be basically a first letter of the food name, and by this character we can simply search all the different recipe which user type on this text field. Now we need to pass a key, so I will simply write a key, and we need to pass name controller dot text dot substring, and we need to get a first character of the food name, so I will simply pass 0 to 1 and dot to uppercase. Now we need to pass a searched name, and we need to simply pass a name controller dot text to uppercase, so that we can speed up the search by just passing the name in the uppercase. So here it is done. Now let's move to the home.dart page again, and we need to add a function. So I will write var query result set, and will simply result set, and will simply pass this list, which will be null list, and will pass temp search store, and will again pass a null list again. So we need to pass a function name which will be initiate search. So I will write initiate search, and we need to pass a value. So if value dot length will be equals to 0, then we'll pass a set state, and in the set state we'll again change the query result set to null, and same temp search store to null, and we'll again pass a set state here, and we'll pass, we need to write a search so that we can handle that. I will simply do one thing, like we can make a search to true, like the search user is searching by using this text field, and we can simply remove this category and the trending recipe from here, and we can simply show the search recipe here in the home page. So to handle that case, we need to create a bool, and we'll simply pass search to false, and we'll pass search to true. Var capitalized value, so I will write capitalized value, yeah, and we'll pass value dot substring up to 0 to 1 dot to uppercase. to upper case plus value dot substring plus value dot substring to 1. Yeah. So this function will basically, like for an example, if I will write C, then it will show me all the food name that starts with C. Then if I'll write H, then CH, then it will show the food name that start with CH. So this is an advanced searching that you usually found in big apps like an Amazon, Flipkart. So this is that type of searching feature that we are going to use in this app, and through this way the user don't need to write a complete recipe name. By just writing a simple 2 to 3 character, he can find a recipe quickly by using this text field. So now let's move, and we'll pass that if query result set is empty, or if the value length is equals to 1, then we'll use a database methods and we show a search document over here. Now let's move to the database.dart, and we need to create a function search. So I will write future query snapshot. So we'll write query snapshot search, which will be a function name. We need to pass a string, which will be a name, and the async return await Firebase firestore dot instance dot collection, and our collection name is recipe. So I'll write recipe dot where. So we have wrote key, so I will simply write key is equal to name dot substring 0 to 1 dot to uppercase. Yeah. Now dot get. So here we have wrote a search function that we will be using in the initiate search function. So I will simply pass over here. So I will write database methods dot search, and we need to just pass a value. So I will write value dot then, and we'll pass a respective document. So I will write query snapshot docs for int I equals to 0. I should be greater than docs docs dot docs dot length. Yeah, and we'll simply pass plus plus I. Now we'll pass query result set dot add, and we'll simply add the result that have been shown by the documents from the firestore, and we'll pass docs dot I dot data. I think so, as I've told in the starting of the video, like if you have followed my old series, then you won't find too difficult to add the search feature. But don't worry, if it is your first time, you can code along with me, or you can follow the source code and can get to know what all things I am writing in the initiate search function. it will be better like if you follow my other series, like it will help you to get lots of things regarding the Flutter and Firebase. Now we'll pass, if it will be else, then temp search store will be null, and will pass query result set dot for each. So I will write for each. Now here in the element will pass if element, and we need to pass the element name which we have wrote here, which is searched name, and we'll paste it same over here. Yeah, dot starts with capitalized value. Yeah, something like this. Now we'll pass a set state, and in the set state I will simply pass temp store dot add element. So this is a list that we have wrote in the starting, and we are going to search through the search text field. And for an example, as I've told you, like if it will be like C, then if there will be only one recipe have been added in the firestore, then it will show a cheeseburger, and it will simply add this cheeseburger in the temp search store, and we need to call temp search store list to show this name in the home page. So it is very easy. So if you code along with me, then you can get to know what all things I am writing in the initiate search function. Now after this, let's move, and if the search will be true, then I am going to show the result. So first I will write search will be true. I will wrap up with a column with it because I don't want to show the category and this trending recipe item. One more thing, let's call the initiate search function in this text field. So where is our text field? So here it is. Now we need to just pass like on change, and in the on change we need to track a value, and we need to pass this value in initiate search. So I will write value dot, and we need to pass it to uppercase, so we'll write dot to uppercase. So here it is done. Now let's pass the search character, boolean character. So we'll need to show a list view, so I will simply pass a list view, and we'll pass the padding, which will be edge insert dot only from the left 10.0, from the right 10.0. Yeah, and we can pass the primary, which will be false. Sync and wrap will be true, so sync and wrap will be true. Yeah, and the children, in the children, as I've told you that we are going to store all the result in the temp search store list. So we are going to show the temp search store list dot map, and through the map we are going to show the element, and we can pass this to the element, and we can pass this. And first we need to return, so I will simply write return, and we need to return a function name which will be built result card. So let's move, and we'll create a widget name which will be build result card, and in the card we need to pass first a data that have been shown over here, and then we can simply return a container first. So I will write container, and we can pass a margin which will be edge inset dot symmetric from the vertical direction, which will be 8. Now we can pass a child material widget. Yeah, something like this. We can also pass the elevation, up to 5.0, border radius, which will be border radius dot circular up to 10, and we can pass the child container, yeah, padding edge inset dot all 18. So you might be thinking that why I'm writing build result card function over here. So in the data, for an example, the temp search store will show the respective document, and in the data we are going to pass all the respective document field name, and through the field name I'm just creating this UI so that I can simply show this data over here in the home page. So let's move, and first we need to write a decoration which will be box decoration. Now we'll pass a color which will be colors dot white, yeah, border radius which will be border radius dot circular 10. After this, we need to pass a child, and we can pass a row. Inside the row, we'll write children. Now, we'll use a clip react widget because as I want to provide the border radius to this image, so I will write border radius dot circular up to 60. Now we can pass the child again, and we'll pass image dot network because image is in the form of the link. And here comes why I have wrote data, and we can simply pass a field name which we have stored in the Firebase, which is image. We can pass the height up to 70, width up to 70, and fit boxfit dot cover, something like this. Now we can provide the size box with 20.0. Again, we can write a text, and we'll simply pass a, wait a second, pass a field name which is data name. We can write style. We can use app widget class, app widget dot bold text field style, yeah. So here it is done. We have shown the image and the name. Now we can simply return a function that we have wrote, which is build result card, and we can pass the element, yeah, dot to list, yeah. So we have wrote a complete backend for our search feature. So let's hot restart the app again. So as you can see that after running the app, the widget stuck one over the another. Like as you can see, the text widget stuck with a search bar, or you can say a text field, and text field stuck over the text widget. So this is happening because as in the home page we have used the expanded widget, and in the expanded widget we have wrapped with a column widget. So we need to remove the column widget from here, otherwise it will show that error. So once I will remove this column widget, then I can easily use the expanded widget. But to use this case, I need to pass a search, and if the search will be true, then we'll just show the container, and if not, then we'll show the all recipe. Now let's hot restart the app again. So here you can see the category and the trending recipes. Now let's test the search bar for what all function we have wrote in the home page. So I will simply write CH. So here you can see a cheeseburger, and it is working brilliantly. And you can see that if I just wrote ch and it frequently shows me the cheeseburger. Now, for an example, if I will write pi, so just writing pi, it shows me a pizza. So here you can see that by just writing a starting name of that recipe, we can successfully see that recipe name and it is working brilliantly. And for an example, if I will just write p, then it will show me all that recipes that starts with p. So here you can see the result like pancake and pizza. So now if I'll type I, then it will show me pizza. Now if I'll type A, it will show me pancake. So you can see that this is what we needed for our search bar to be working, and it is working brilliantly. Now when I tap to any of the food items, or you can say recipe items, for an example, if I'll tap to pizza, nothing happens because we didn't wrap up with a gesture detector. You can just wrap up with a gesture detector and can push the user to the recipe dot page again. So I will write navigator dot push material page route context and will push the user to the recipe dot page, and we can just add a food name. So we need a data name, so I will write data and will write data and the field name which is name. So I will write the field name which is name, and same for the image. So we'll write data and the field name which is image, and same goes for the recipe. So for the recipe, you already know that there is a field name detail, not details. Okay, so here it is done. Now let's hot restart the app again, and we'll simply write ch, so cheeseburger. Yeah, now we'll tap to the cheeseburger and we'll frequently move to the recipe page from where we can see this complete recipe of this search food item. So here it is done, and we have made a complete recipe app from the scratch where I have shown you each and every step to be added from the Firebase and how to upload the data to the Firestore database and Firebase storage. And I have also taught you how to search a food recipe from the search bar and can directly move to that recipe by using just a simple text field. Also, if you haven't followed our any of the last series like chat app, to do app, or you can say food delivery app, e-commerce app, then I will highly recommend you to please follow that series, because by following that series you can add some more apps to your app bucket list. I think so this was the 10th app in this channel, so we have successfully added 10th app to your app bucket list if you have followed my 9th apps before. So do not forget to hit that subscribe button, because I am going to bring some more awesome series on this channel, because there is some more interesting apps that I have in my mind. So do not forget to hit that subscribe button, because we are going to bring that series soon on this channel. Until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.